Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
Happy Monday evening. It is now 6:08 the time on your early Monday evening, and I'm tracking some lake effect snow, some strong winds, as well as some dangerous cold that will be with us over the next couple of days into the weekend also. Let's take a live look first, though, at downtown Utica, where we're seeing some light snow out there, but that is reducing visibility at the present time. Temperature down there, 23 degrees. It's 22 over in Herkimer, but it's as cold as 17 up in Old Forge at the present time. But when you factor in the winds that are out of the west right now at around 5 to 15 miles an hour, up to 20 though, in both Camden and Lowville right now, it does make it feel like it's in the single digits and teens from the valley on toward the south, and there could be a couple of locations up toward the north already that have been or currently are at or below zero, and I expect many of us to be there over tonight as well. We'll get to that coming up in just a second, but over the next couple of days we will actually see temperatures turning colder tomorrow, only around 15 for the high, with some sun and clouds as well as some snow showers at times, especially the further north that you head. Same thing as we go through Wednesday, but Wednesday we're between 25 and 30, feeling like the teens to around 20 for most of the day. And then Thursday we'll start the day with some snow in the morning and then end up with mostly cloudy skies, highs between 30 and 35, which is actually a little bit above where we should be for this time of the year, but that's kind of the exception and not the rule on the 7-day forecast this week. I'll get to that in just a second, but you can see here most of our radar is being filled up by snow right now. In the case of the Utica-Rome area, it's coming down light to moderately as we just showed you on our iNet camera. Not the case, though, over portions of Jefferson, Lewis, Oswego County, even into northwestern portions of Herkimer County, where we've got the yellow coming down. That's where it's falling moderately to heavily, and it could come down at the rate of a couple of inches an hour during the overnight hours and during our Tuesday as well. The reason for that is because we do have a cold front that's moving through western New York right now. At ahead of it, we're dealing with a trough of low pressure, and that's what's going to result in the much colder temperatures for our Tuesday and what's going to cause the lake effect machine to kick into high gear. So for that reason, we do have winter storm warnings for Lewis County. That goes until 4 p.m. on Wednesday. Herkimer County, it's until 7 a.m. on Wednesday, and that's also when a winter weather advisory for Hamilton County expires. For northern Oneida County, that goes until 1 p.m. on Wednesday. So just the expiration time just depends on where you are, but basically the winter storm warning means that's where you're going to see the heavier snow, and you can see that here on our future cast showing you in the yellow colors. That's where you have the best potential of seeing 1, 2, 3 inches of snow per hour along and just east of Lake Ontario. So if you have any traveling to do up toward the North Country, Interstate 81 is going to be definitely difficult over the next couple of days to the north of the Syracuse area up into Lewis County as well, seeing some difficult travel. And temperatures overnight tonight, even outside of the lake effect snow, only in the single digits to around 10 degrees, but that's without the wind. When you factor in the wind, it'll be out of the west at around 15 to 20 miles an hour at times. We'll be seeing temperatures dipping well below zero tomorrow. We'll see feels like values in the single digits. Temperatures themselves may not even get to 15 degrees for most of us. And then in the brighter colors, that's where you'll be measuring the snow in feet by Wednesday, but it doesn't end there. It looks like we've got more lake effect snow chances Thursday into Friday. The weekend does look to start quieter, but look at that, only 5 degrees by the start of the weekend on Saturday. At least it does come with some sunshine. Thomas, back to you.
And some negative.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
Approaching 10:17 now on your late Monday evening. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking dangerous lake effect snow and some cold temperatures as many of you return back to work and school for your Tuesday. And for most of the week, it's going to be like that as well. Let's first take a look at our almanac for today. 27 and 13 are high and low respectively, so we were below average in both departments. And like I said, most of this week it's going to be like that, and obviously not anywhere near records, not near the record low, certainly a -20, and not near the record high of 64 degrees. That'd be really nice, right? Back in 1996. No precipitation observed at the airport, and our sunset this evening was our first 5 p.m. sunset of the year. So we're gaining daylight. That is some good news. However, we're not getting temperatures as we go through this week. We'll get to that in just a second. Right now in downtown Utica, well, we will gain some temperatures over the next couple of days, but once we get beyond that, they will be falling. Right now in downtown Utica, it's pretty quiet. We'll get to the 7-day forecast in just a few moments. Winds out of the west right now, making the teens to right around 20 degrees feel like the single digits, and those winds are out of the west at around 5 to 15, maybe 20 miles an hour in a couple of locations, and that's making it feel like, again, the single digits. Up toward the northeast, though, it's making it feel like below zero. Both Old Forge and Lake Pleasant, it feels like -4 at the present time. As far as where temperatures are going over the next couple of days, we'll be turning colder tomorrow, around 15 for most of the day, which is about half of where we should be for this time of year. And then Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures still a little bit below normal on Wednesday, a little bit above normal by the time we head toward Thursday, but that's the only day of the 7-day forecast that we'll be able to say that is the case, and all 3 days do come with snow shower chances, more so as you head toward the northwest, and that's the case right now on the radar across Jefferson, Oswego, portions of Lewis County as well, even into northern Herkimer County, but where you're seeing the heaviest snow is just to the west of Louisville right now in that yellow color. The reason why is because we do have an area of low pressure attached to this cold front, and that's what's ushering in that much colder air for our Tuesday. Not a lot of activity behind it because we do have high pressure and control across the Midwest. Unfortunately, though, that won't really set into our area. We'll see the westerly winds coming in off of Lake Ontario, and that's what will trigger the lake effect snow. So for that reason, Jefferson, Lewis, northern Herkimer, Oswego counties under a winter storm warning through the day on Wednesday. Areas surrounding that in northern Oneida as well as Hamilton counties under a winter weather advisory for slightly less snowfall accumulation there. But you get the idea. That's the jackpot zones, the focal point for that lake effect snow. I think it's a little bit further to the south on our Futurecast model because it does have a southern bias to it, but you get the idea. The heaviest snow from the thruway up toward the north, up into Lewis County especially, where there is a travel advisory right now. That'll continue through our Tuesday, and temperatures at best only getting into the single digits up toward the north, low to mid-teens down toward the south, but again, feeling like the single digits to around zero through the entire day with that wind out of the west. Lows tonight in the single digits for many of us, and then when you factor in the wind, it'll make it feel like an Arctic blast with temperatures, with those wind chill temperatures, I should say, well below zero in some cases, and then temperatures tomorrow around 9 to 15 for the highs for most of the day, but with that wind, it'll feel like it's around 0 to maybe 5 above, and then many of us up toward the northwest seeing as much as 1.5 to 2 feet of snow. But that's through Wednesday. It looks like we'll see snow shower chances going through Thursday and Friday as well. Thomas, back to you.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And closing in on 11:09 on your late Monday evening, I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some dangerous lake effect snow for some and some cold weather for all as we return to work and school, at least many of you do, during the day tomorrow. Let's first take a live look, though, at downtown Utica, where it is fairly quiet out there right now. Temperatures across the region, all of us into the teens to right around 20 degrees. At least that's the case in Camden, but it's as cold as 10 degrees up in Old Fort right now, and we've got 19 on the higher end of that scale in downtown Utica at the present time. When you factor in the winds, predominantly out of the west at around 5 to 15, maybe 20 miles an hour at this time. That's making it feel like the single digits for many of us, with the exception of downtown Utica, where it still feels like 10. But up toward the north, we're in the single digits below zero. Old Forge and Lake Pleasant -9 and -5 respectively as of the 11 o'clock hour. As far as where temperatures are going to go over the next couple of days, they will turn colder for our Tuesday. Our average high for this time of year is still around 31 degrees. Tomorrow will be around 15 for the high. And it'll feel like the single digits to around 10 for most of the day with the wind factored in. Wednesday and Thursday will be a little bit better, around 30 degrees both days. Thursday will actually be a little bit above average, but that's the only time in the 7-day forecast that we'll be able to say that. Wednesday will feature a few snow showers, and then Thursday a few snow showers in the morning, and then mostly cloudy for the rest of the day, with again temperatures still above average. As far as the radar is concerned right now, it looks pretty quiet for most of us, with the exception of Lewis County, where you're starting to see some yellow and that orange, indicating some locally heavy heavy snowfall rates in excess of 1 to 2 inches per hour. Could even see 3 or 4 inches of snow per hour during the overnight hours and through portions of our Tuesday as well. The reason for that is because we do have a cold front that is off toward the east right now, but it's bringing in winds out of the west, and you'll notice behind it it's much quieter toward the midsection of the country. But with that westerly wind, of course, to the west of us is Lake Ontario, and that's still relatively milder than us for this time of the year, so therefore we'll get the lake effect machine going. So as far as that is concerned, we do have a winter storm warning for Lewis County, northern Herkimer County through at least Wednesday, and then we also have winter weather advisories surrounding that, so northern Oneida and Hamilton counties, those go through Wednesday as well, basically meaning the pink color is where we're going to see some of the heaviest snow, and I'll have that projection coming up in just a second for you, taking you through Futurecast. First things first, winds out of the west and southwest overnight tonight, and you'll notice that Futurecast, I will admit, does have a bit of a southerly bias toward it, so maybe a little bit further to the north in this. But you get the idea. The heaviest snow going to be over portions of Lewis County, maybe northern Herkimer, Jefferson, Oswego counties as well, and in portions of that area, especially up along the Telltale Plateau and just to the east of Interstate 81, Lake Ontario, could be measuring the snow in feet by the time it's all done. But first things first, overnight tonight, we'll see temperatures dropping to around 5 to 10 degrees for many of us, and then for our Tuesday, or for overnight tonight and through Tuesday morning, when you factor in the wind, it'll feel like it's around, if not just below zero for many of us. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll only recover to around 10 to 15 degrees for many. But with that wind, it'll feel like it's in the single digits for most of the day, and there could be a few scattered snow showers on top of it, with some of you up along the Tug Plateau measuring the snow in feet, maybe 1.5 or 2, possibly more. By the time it's all done, and then we'll only get to the single digits by the time we get toward the weekend. Thomas, back to you.
Thank you, Jordan. When we come back,